Hello everyone, this is Ekta Takrani. Welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, we will continue with History Chapter 2 from Trade to Territory, right? In the first video, I have told you about the East India Company. We have started the chapter and what we have seen, how East India Company came to India. Now in this video we are going to see how they expanded their trade. Okay, so the topic is East India Company begins trade in Bengal. The story of Bengal, we will see what happened there. Okay, so the first time this English people, the British company, they established their factory. Okay, they set up their factory on the banks of river Hooghly. So after that what happened, slowly in that factory they started convincing the merchants also to settle near the factory. The factory was very well developed, there was a factory where work was going on. Apart from this, they were having the office also where the officials were sitting. They were having warehouse also for storing the things. So all such developed things were there in that area, and they started telling traders also to settle there. So like this they were expanding their trade. Later on they asked the government, okay, the Nawabs and the other officials, to give them zamindari rights. They asked some of the Mughal officials to permit them to control over the villages. Some village areas they want to become to get the zamindari rights over the villages. So they get the zamindari rights also like this. Later on what they did, they requested the Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb. I told you about Aurangzeb. So they told Aurangzeb that they requested to permit us to issue a farman. Here it is written to issue a farman. Farman means a royal order. They requested to give us a royal order or permission so that we can trade duty free. Duty free means without paying any taxes. Okay, so they requested Aurangzeb to permit us to trade without paying the taxes. Okay, they got this right also. But they were continuously trying to manipulate. They were continuously trying to increase their powers. Okay, but what happened? The company got the power to trade without paying any taxes. But the other people who were connected with the company, the other officials, they were also doing their private trade. So they also refused to pay the taxes because company is not paying, so we will also not pay. So when this happened, the Bengal's economy was crashed. They were facing lot of problem because they were not getting enough income. The source of income for the Nawab and King is, the only source is revenue. The taxes are the source of income. When these many people they refused to pay the taxes, the Bengal economy was facing problem. The revenue was going very down. Okay, so they faced the losses. Now the Nawabs have to act because they are facing extreme losses, so they have to act. Then we will see in the next topic what happened, how they reacted, how it turned into a battle. Okay, so the next topic is how trade led to battles. We have seen the trade, but the way they are increasing, the expanding their trade, it was not fair. So automatically it will bring battles. So let us see what happened. The relations between the company and Nawab were intensified. Means the more and more negativity was involved. Okay, because the company was not happy with the Nawabs and Nawabs were not happy with the rule of company there. So what happened? These people, after the death of Aurangzeb, different Nawabs came. Okay, so when after what happened? Siraj-ud-Dawla became the Nawab finally. Murshid Quli Khan was there after Ali Wadi Khan, and then finally who came? Siraj-ud-Dawla came. Siraj-ud-Dawla was very different. He was very strong, and we can see he was very strict. He was strict with the Britishers. He just refused that we will not give you any concession, we will not give you anything, and you have to pay the taxes, you have to pay the tribute, you will not get permission to make coins. Means Siraj-ud-Dawla was very strict with the Britishers, with the company. Now company was not happy with this. Okay, what the Nawab was saying, that because of the Britishers we are not getting enough income, you are depriving us to get the huge amount of revenue. Because of the company, the Nawabs are not getting enough revenue. Okay, so they said you are reducing our power, you are making us down in front of the public also. So you have to pay taxes. Whatever they are doing, they said you have to pay the taxes, and what you are doing is not fair. What the Britishers were doing, they were refusing to pay taxes, they were writing disrespectful letters also, they were humiliating the Nawabs. So Nawabs were not at all happy with this. Now what company said? Company believed that the Nawabs are not doing things fair. They said it is not fair to ask for this much taxes. So both are accusing each other. The Nawabs are saying company is depriving us to collect the revenue, and company is saying Nawabs are unjust way, in unfair way. They are taking the taxes from us. We are not able to gain profit. If we will give this many taxes, we cannot flourish. So both these fights were going on, and it led to a famous battle. These conflicts were going on. Both were not convinced with each other. So it led to the very famous Battle of Plassey. So let us start the Battle of Plassey. So I told you that after Ali Vardi Khan who came, Siraj-ud-Dawla became the Nawab, and he was very strict. And the Britishers, what they want a puppet ruler. They don't want to rule our country. They want the other rulers, but they want the rulers to work according to them. Puppet means Katputli. You want them according to your way. So they want the rulers to rule the country. They want the Nawabs, but they want these people to work according to company. Whatever they are demanding, the Nawab has to accept. But Siraj-ud-Dawla was not at all ready to accept all such things. Okay, he refused all the things that you cannot do fortification, you cannot do these things, you have to pay tribute, you have to pay revenue. He was very strict with the people. So when all such things happened and they were not accepting, the negotiations were not working, both were not accepting each other's demands, what happened? Nawab Siraj-ud-Dawla, he took his 30,000 soldiers and he attacked the company's officials. He has taken all the arms, he blocked their ships, and he just attacked on the company's fort. When company came to know that this Siraj-ud-Dawla has attacked on us, they also got ready for the fight. Okay, they also they prepared their army, and the army was led by Robert Clive. So one side is Siraj-ud-Dawla and other side is Robert Clive. This is what you have to imagine. Battle of Plassey. One side Siraj-ud-Dawla and army, other side Robert Clive and all the company officials. So there was a fight between them, and a very sad result came. Who won the battle? The battle was won by the company, Robert Clive. This was not because Indians were weak. The Nawab was not weak. The reason behind this defeat was the cheating, the betrayal of our own person, Mir Jafar. Mir Jafar was one of the commander of Siraj-ud-Dawla, but he cheated him. Because of the greed, he cheated him, and he has never fought the battle. He led the battle, he led the army. He was a trusted person that you go and fight with the Britishers. But he cheated Siraj-ud-Dawla because of the greed, because Robert Clive told him that if you will defeat Siraj-ud-Dawla, if you will come to my side, we will defeat Siraj-ud-Dawla and we will make you Nawab. So this greed made him to cheat with Siraj-ud-Dawla. Because of his betrayal, Indians lost this biggest fight. This was the first defeat of Indians, and we can say the first major victory of the company in India. This was the first time when Britishers won over the Indians because of the betrayal, because of the cheating of our own person. Mir Jafar cheated Siraj-ud-Dawla and we lost the Battle of Plassey. Okay, now the story doesn't end here. There's a long story because the Britishers were not faithful to anyone. When the Siraj-ud-Dawla was defeated, Mir Jafar was the Nawab now. Okay, so now company was very happy. They were getting all the rights because Mir Jafar was a puppet ruler. They were enjoying all the powers, expanding their control. But again, later on, what they found that Mir Jafar is also not giving us all the powers. Because the Nawab, he is the Nawab, so he cannot give all the powers to somebody else. If he will give all the powers, he will lose his dignity. So he has to maintain his own dignity also. So what Britishers have done, again they removed Mir Jafar and they brought Mir Qasim. They removed Mir Jafar and Mir Qasim was brought. Okay, then again what happened? It was going on, the fight between the dissatisfactory relations were there in the company and the Nawabs, because the company want the Nawab to work according to them. So the Nawabs were not, they were also complaining. Then again Mir Qasim was removed. When Mir Qasim complained, he was also removed and were defeated in the Battle of Buxar. He was defeated, and then again Mir Jafar was installed. So after Mir Qasim came, Mir Jafar came reinstalled. He came back again. Then at that time the company was getting 5 lakh rupees per month to maintain their army and all the expenses, but they were not satisfied with this. They want more and more money. They want more and more territories also, and more revenue also. By the time what happened, the ruler who was there as Nawab, Mir Jafar, he died. Mir Jafar died in 1765. Now the company's thoughts changed finally, because initially what we have seen, company was not interested in becoming the Nawab. They don't want to rule us. They want only money. But now, after struggling with these Nawabs, they finally decided that better to be a Nawab. Okay, because they were not able to manage with this puppet Nawabs. They were not listening as they wanted. So they decided that now we should become the Nawabs. Finally, in 1765, what happened? They got the Diwani rights of Bengal. They became, the Mughal emperor provided them all the powers, Diwani powers in Bengal. Now, what are these Diwani powers? Diwan means financial minister. In our language, what we say, finance. Related to finance, all the powers were given to the company in Bengal. So now, when they got the financial powers, they got all the powers to use all the revenue as they want. So they have used all the revenue for their trade and for their advantage. Before, what they were doing, when they were buying silk and cotton from India, they were paying us with gold and silver from Britain. After the Battle of Plassey, when they got more powers, they reduced the import of gold and silver was reduced. Now they were using our money only. The revenue of Bengal only was used to pay us. Means our money they were paying us for our things. So this was happening in our country. The way they had taken the advantage, they started using all the revenue for purchasing silk and cotton textiles in India. Like this, they established their power. They made their forts, offices. Like this, they developed and expanded their power in our country. Okay, so this is all about what happened in Battle of Plassey and how they became Nawabs and they expanded their power. In the next video, we will see how they work as Nawabs, what rules, what policies they brought as Nawabs. Till then, goodbye.